So let's see. Most of you have kind of heard the spiel before. Going to give you lots and lots and lots of options to do things. Pick the one that works best for you today. I am going to mute you all, although I see you're all muted. I am going to mute you all during class, but you can always unmute yourself if you have any questions. Oh, there's a couple more people. And I think I will pin my video just because then I can see if I'm properly in the window at all. We'll just start out. We'll get started with some breathing and move on from there. You know, it's been kind of a crazy summer this week. I feel like everything kind of pandemic-wise felt like a lot. So let's just take some time to kind of settle down. Come to Pilates if you want to sit cross-legged, or if you want to sit with your legs stretched out. You can bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Whatever is comfortable. We're going to focus on our Pilates breathing. If you want to close your eyes, get settled in, that's good too. You can put your hands on your abdominals if you like, or one in the front, one in the back, because we're really going to focus on those muscles from the top of the hips to the bottom of the ribs, all the way around. We really want to engage those muscles. You can keep your hands here if you like. You're going to inhale through the nose, expanding three-dimensionally. Exhale through pursed lips, pulling in, pulling the navel towards the spine. Inhaling three-dimensionally. Exhale, using that exhale to engage your abdominals, pull them in and up like they're scooped. Just a few more breaths on your own cycle. Always take your own pace on your inhale and exhale. Inhaling through the nose, big expansion all the way around. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. While you're sitting there, you can start to think about your shoulders. You tend to hike them up, especially if you're tense. You can roll them down and back. Feel like you're trying to put your hands in your back pocket and your shoulder blades have come down. Inhale. Exhale, using that exhale to engage your abdominals. Inhale. Exhale. One more cycle. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come to lying down. We're going to lie on our back. Your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. In this position, we're going to be in a neutral pelvis. So there's going to be space between the mat and the small of your back. And we're going to practice that inhale and exhale again. If you want to rest your hands, you can rest them on your abdominals. You can rest them on your hips with your fingers interlaced. And as you inhale, you can feel that expansion, feel your fingers spread. Exhale, pulling the navel towards the spine. Inhale, we're just moving the abdominal muscles now. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, drawing the navel towards the spine. Now we're going to move bones. We're going to move the hip bones towards the ribs to get into our imprint position. So right now we're in a neutral position as we inhale. And then we're going to exhale, pressing the small of the back into the mat, bringing your hip bones towards your ribs, shortening up that space for imprint. Inhale to neutral. Exhale to imprint. Inhale to neutral. Exhale to imprint, pressing down, staying in imprint. You can put your hands down to the sides. We're going to test our imprint position with some toe taps. So one leg comes up, 90-degree bend in the knee, and the other one staying in that imprint position. We're going to reach towards the floor with your toe, keeping your knee bent. Going down towards the floor and coming back up again. Staying in that imprint position, inhaling to go down. Exhale to come up. If you find that your back is coming up off the floor, if you're coming out of imprint, just a smaller range of motion. All you need is that range of motion that'll keep you in that imprint position. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just one more each side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bringing the feet down one at a time, still in imprint, and now going to neutral. Working on the upper body. If you're facing your head straight up, staring at the ceiling, your neck is a little bent. So we're going to straighten it by tucking the chin towards the chest and bringing it up. Small motion just to lengthen your neck. There should be some space between your chin and your chest. Inhaling, exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Inhale, exhale, nod. We're going to add on by putting the head, neck, and shoulders up. So we inhale, exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Feel the head, the neck, the shoulders, lengthen the arms, just hovering, staring between your knees. Inhale, exhale, come on down. Inhale, exhale, nod the chin to the chest, heel on up, hovering, inhale, and exhale. Putting everything together for the 100, our warm-up exercise. If you've done a lot of Pilates and you'd like to keep your legs straight at 45 degrees the whole time, feel free. If you find you have some neck issues with having your head up, do feel free to prop it up on something. But starting out, we're going to imprint. Inhale, exhale, imprint, bringing those legs up one at a time, keeping them bent if you are somewhat new to Pilates, straightening them out to 45 degrees if you're a little bit more experienced. Nodding the chin to the chest, peeling the head, neck, and shoulders up, arms nice and long. We're going to vigorously pump the arms like we're splashing in the bathtub. 5 counts to inhale, 5 counts to exhale. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying in that imprint position. My gaze is between my knees. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stretch the legs out for a full 5 counts. Bring them in for a full 5 counts. Stretch them out for a full 5 counts. Now they're going to go out for 5 and stay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. And bend the knees. Bring the head down. You can roll your back a little. That should have 100 should have warmed up your temperature a little bit, maybe a little sweat. We're going to come up to seated. We're going to work on the core a little bit more before we go to the roll-ups and the half rollbacks. Just do a little bit of earthquake. So in this case, the closer your knees are to you, the more work your core is going to do. So it's up to you where you want to place that today. Putting your hands, palms up on your knees, just lift them slightly off your knees. And then we're going to C-curve the spine to straighten the arms, just holding here. Make sure your shoulders stay back. Feel a little earthquake in your midsection. This is called earthquake. Just holding on, using that core stability. Still feel like the navel is reaching towards the spine. Holding on, just 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and come forward. Stretch out your back a little. All right, moving on to the half roll back. Your knees are still going to be bent. Your arms are going to be up. You can hold on to your hamstrings if you like, or you can have your arms straight out. If you have them straight out especially, getting those shoulders down and back. Long neck. You're going to C-curve the spine just to go halfway down. And come up. This should be momentum free. Inhale, going back. Exhale, coming up. Using that exhale to engage your abdominals, help you come back up. One more of the half roll back. Back. And coming up. If you'd like to move to a full roll up, you're going to stretch your legs out. This is going to give you a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So your arms up, your shoulders down. You're going to reach over your legs with the legs straight. Stretch those hamstrings a little. Come up to a nice straight spine and then C-curve. If you'd like to use the arms to help you come all the way down, you can use the arms. Otherwise, they're going to be out in front of you. As you come down all smoothly, your arms up over your face. Inhale, exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Feel the head, the neck, shoulders. Articulate the spine. If you need to bend the knees a little bit to help with that spinal articulation, that's fine. Straightening the legs to go all the way over. Coming up to seated. Bring the shoulders down and back. C-curving the spine. Momentum free, making your way down. Arms in front of you, unless you're holding onto your hamstrings or using your arms to help you go down. Inhaling, use the exhale to help you come up in one smooth motion. If you find your legs are flying up, do bend those knees. That'll definitely help. And coming up to seated. Definitely bending those knees if you need that to articulate the spine. Articulating the spine, one vertebrae at a time, as much as you can, going down. Inhale. Exhale to come up. If you need to walk up on those hamstrings a little bit, that's fine. And coming forward, stretching those hamstrings. Coming up to seated. We're going to go halfway. This is our last one, so we're going to go halfway back and pause. So C curve, going down wherever your halfway is. You're going to find a little pause here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the rest of the way down. Articulating the spine down and bringing the arms down to your side. If you slid a little on your mat, like I have, move yourself over, get yourself situated for our one leg circle. Bending the right knee, bringing that leg straight up in the air. The focus of this is the hips. I want you to feel like you've got something balanced on each hip bone. Glass of water that you don't want to spill. We're going to start. You do not have to have the knee straight. You can bend the knee if you have a tight hamstring. That's fine. You're going to come across the midline of your body, making a small circle with your foot away from the body. Stop at the top. Inhale, exhale, pause. Inhale, exhale, pause. Cross the body, away, pause. One more circle in this direction. Inhale, exhale, stop. Other direction, going away from the body. Away, across the midline, and pause. Away, across the midline, and stop. Away, across the midline, stop. Inhale, exhale, pause. Last one. And the exhale, pause. Bringing that knee down, bringing the whole leg down. And the same thing on the other side. We're going to start going across the midline. You can have that knee bent if it needs to be. You don't need to point your toe. If you want to gently point the toe to engage those muscles, that's fine. Really focusing on these muscles, on your abdominals, keeping your hips nice and stable. Cross the midline, away, and up. It's a small circle. It does not need to be a big circle. Both hips are staying on the mat, and very little movement in the hips. Keeping those hips nice and quiet by bracing into the abdominals. One more in this direction, across, around, and up. And the other direction, away from the body, across, and up. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale. Pausing at the top. Inhale, exhale. And just one more. Inhale, stop in the top. Bring the leg down. We're going to come up to seated. A couple of seated exercises. I'm going to start out with spine twist. You can sit cross-legged if you like, or with your legs outstretched. I'll just show you from the side. If you stretch out your legs and you get this, which is very common, bend your knees a little bit. That will allow your back to be nice and straight. However you're sitting, like your back to be nice and straight, like you're sitting against a wall. You can even go and sit against a wall for this exercise. This is for spine twist. We're going to put our arms straight up in the air. Inhale to grow tall, and exhale as we twist. Twist, 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 and back to center. Inhale, exhale, 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 back to center. Inhale, center. Inhale, exhale, exhale, exhale. Just one more each side. Inhale, grow really tall. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And inhale, exhale, exhale, exhale. Bringing your arms side to side for the saw. You bring your legs out if they've been crossed. You can have a slight knee bend if you need it, straight legs. We're going to once again inhale to grow tall. Twist and exhale as you go to bring your arm to the outside of your foot, keeping the opposite hip on the mat, gazing in at your belly button, coming up and twist. Inhale, exhale to go forward. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Inhale, twist. Exhale as you go forward. Inhale, gazing into your navel. And back. This is called the saw because this action is supposedly like you're sawing off your pinky toe. Pilates names are weird. It's just true. Twist, reaching forward, keeping the opposite hip on the mat. Up and twist and up. We're just going to do one more and hold on each side. Forward, twist, holding, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up. And the other side. Twist, going forward. Making sure that opposite hip is really well grounded. And I hear my phone going off. Coming up. And your arms down. Hopefully you cannot hear the phone because it's in the other room. And hopefully that's nobody important. So move on to our first rolling exercise. This is rolling like a ball. If you do not want to roll, we'll start out with a prep and you can stick with that prep motion. We're going to pull your legs into your chest, balancing on your tailbone, just your toes resting on the mat. Making yourself into a little ball, your head down between your knees, holding onto your shins. Just going to lift the toes off, tilt back, let your abs catch you, and come up. Tilt and come up. This is a prep. There's plenty of work for your abs right there. You can also try the prep with your hands not holding onto your shins. Up. If you roll all the way back, that's okay. It's just the next step. So showing you rolling all the way back, making sure that you have enough room to roll. Rolling just to the shoulders. Please protect your neck by rolling only to your shoulders. Staying in this little ball shape. Inhaling to go back. Exhale to come up. Whoa. Didn't see that one. That was the practice. All right. Inhaling, going back. Exhale, coming up, balancing the top, keeping your toes off the mat and your toes up in the air. Inhale. Exhale. Staying as much as you can in a little ball shape. You can also do it with your hands out. It's a little more challenging. Do not use your legs to pull yourself back up. Inhale. Exhale. Balance at the top. Wherever you are, just 2 more rolls. That was my best one. Like that one. And at the top, just a quick balance challenge. Wherever you are, whatever balance position you'd like to try. Full teaser, holding on, just 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling down onto your back for the ab series. This is the ab series of 5. From here. 5 exercises for your abs. Everything's going to be done in imprint. Make sure you're really pressing the small of your back into the mat, using your belly button, pulling it towards the spine, using your abdominals. Starting out with single leg stretch. Your legs are going to be in. We're going to bring the head, neck, and shoulders up. Head, neck, and shoulders will be up for all exercises. You can leave them up all the time or rest them between exercises. Bringing your right leg in. Your left leg is either going to go straight up for tight low backs or 45 degrees. You're just going to tug the right leg and switch. Tug, tug, and switch. Inhale, inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, inhale, exhale, switch. Keep your gaze between your knees. It's tempting to look straight up. Instead, we're going to look between the knees. And inhale, inhale, exhale, switch. One more set. Inhale, exhale, switch. And switch, bringing both the legs in for the double leg stretch. You can certainly rest your head down between, turning it side to side, bringing it up for the exercise. Your hands going to your ankles. Your arms and legs are going to go in opposition. Once again, those legs can go straight up if you have some tight low back issues. Otherwise, they're going to go to 45 degrees, arms and leg, sweeping the arms around, coming in. Coming out, and bringing them back together. Inhale, exhale, gaze between the knees. Inhale, exhale. Staying in that imprint position. Especially using that exhale. Help stay in that imprint position. Just two more. Inhale. Exhale. Just one more. Inhale. Exhale. Bringing the legs straight up for scissors. Once again, you can rest your head down if you'd like to. You're going to split the legs for scissors. You can hold onto the calf very lightly. Bring the leg towards you. Hold onto the calf. Tug, tug, and switch. Tug, tug, and switch. Much more gaze between your knees, not looking straight up. Keeping that chin nodded towards the chest. And inhale, inhale, exhale, switch. In, and switch, and switch. And last one, and switch, and switch. Bring both the legs together, arms shooting out to the side. Then rest your head down if you like, for the lower and lift. But during the exercise, keep the head up. You can put your feet in the Pilates stance, heels together if you like. You're going to inhale 3 times. Inhale as you lower, and exhale to lift. Inhale, 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 exhale, lift. Still gaze between the knees. And lift. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Just one more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And bring the knees in. Our last exercise, you want to rest your head down, is the crisscross. Look a little bit like bicycle crunch. Your hands are going to be behind your head. Resting lightly on the back of your head. You can also cradle your head if you like. A little more support. Your legs are going to go as we did for our first exercise. Right leg in, left leg long. Opposite shoulder to knee. Keeping the head up the whole time. That left shoulder towards the right knee. And changing legs, changing arms. Inhale. Exhale. Staying in imprint. As little twist of the main part of your torso. Keep that main section, your abdominals, in connection, and small the back in connection with the mat. Twisting the upper body. Doing it slowly, so we have lots of control. And twist. And our last set. Exhale. Exhale. Bringing the legs in. Bringing the head down. If you had it up the whole time, wow, that's a lot. A lot of exercise for your neck and for your abdominals. Roll your back around a little. Turning the head. We're going to come up for, what are we going to come up for? No, we already did our sitting ups. All right, we're going to stay down then for our corkscrew. All right. Sticking the legs straight up in the air. Corkscrew is a little bit like one leg circle, but our legs are going to be together. You move both legs together. If you like, you can have them in Pilates stance, which is your heels together, your toes apart. We're going to, if you have the availability in your low back flexibility to lift your hips, you can put a hip lift between each circle. So hip lift, controlling that descent, and both legs to the right, around, and stop. Hip lift. If you have it, legs to the left, around, and stop. If you don't have the hip lift, just 2 more sets, 1 circle in each direction, to the right, around, and stop, to the left, around, and stop. Hip lift if you have that, between each circle, you want to add that in. And 1 more. Lift and circle. We're going to do a little prep for the rollover. If rollover is part of your normal Pilates practice, you do it all the time and you're really comfortable with it, then you can give it a try now while the rest of us do a prep. I'm not able to, I'm not able to be there in person. I'm not able to help you through if you're not used to it. So otherwise, let's stick with the prep. So crossing your legs at the ankle, just going to do it as much hip lift as you have. It might be a lot, might be a little bit of hip lift, might be a lot of hip lift. Whatever you have, just do 5 of those and down. The goal is to use your abdominals to control the descent. The amount of hip lift that you have is really a function of your low back structure. The descent control, that's where the abdominals are going to work. Just one more. And down. And changing the cross of your feet. 5 on the other side. And down. Really think about controlling that descent. If you find that it's really easy to lift up your hips, that hip motion is easy to control, and you want to ask me about how rollover works, you can certainly email me or chat at the end of class. I can tell you a little bit more about that. I think that's 5. All right, bringing the legs down. We're going to roll over onto the stomach for swimming. So we're going to be completely down on the mat. If you don't want to lie down on the mat and you prefer to do this exercise in tabletop, that's fine as well. If you're down on the mat, before we do anything else, we're going to engage the abdominals. I want you to think about pulling your belly button away from the mat. Like you have a little tiny marble in your belly button and you're pulling it away. So there's space for a marble between your belly button and the mat. Your legs are going to be stretched out long, your arms stretched out long in front of you. My forehead is going to be down on the mat. I'm not going to do that right now so you can still hear my voice. We're going to alternate lifting right arm, left leg, and then the other side. It's going to be a slow and controlled movement. So, arm and leg, opposite. Think about making length with the arm and leg, like you're reaching to touch the opposite walls. Not so much about height, but about length. Stretching out. Still got that abdominal engagement. Pulling that belly button away from the mat. And stretch. Stretch. Opposite arm and leg. Opposite arm and leg. And adding on for swimming, with a flutter kick motion, you can flutter kick your arms or you can tent your fingertips and just have your arms elevated. But we are definitely going to flutter kick the legs before we do anything else. Pulling in those abdominals, really engaging that. Protect your back, protect your low back. And we're going to flutter kick the legs. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. My head's down between the arms. If I want to, I can add the fluttering of the arms. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Just hold for a second. And bring it down. Back stretch of your choice, whatever you would like. In Pilates, we have the active rest pose. So I do a cat stretch and then bring my hips back to my heels with a low back. If you prefer a child's pose or any other kind of stretch, stretch out the back. Going to do breaststroke. Won't want to clear anything out of the way. Our arms will come along. I'm going to give you a little bit more of an angle of what I'm doing with this. Starting out with the prep, your legs are going to stay on the mat the whole time. They're not going to lift up. And we want to have, once again, the belly button pulling away from the mat. You can see very little of that happening. We should feel it very strong. Start out with the prep, your hands folded on top of each other, your forehead attached to your palms. We're going to inhale as you lift the elbows and just gently hover and exhale to come down. Inhale, exhale. Lifting just the upper back. The abdominals are really engaged. We're going to add on by putting the full breaststroke motion. If you're a swimmer, this will all look familiar to you. Your arms stretch out in front. We're going to stretch the arms around to hover and then dive down, bringing the arms forward. Stretch and forward. Inhale, exhale. When I used to teach swimming, I said you were making a heart shape with your arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, coming out of the water. Low bubbles as you go under the water. Inhale, exhale, just one more. Inhale, exhale. Come on down. Back stretch of your choice. I like to think I'm swimming, so it's a little warm for me. And stretch your back. We do one more exercise. One more exercise on the front, and then we'll move to our sideline series. So we've done that back. Let's see. So we're going to do leg pull front. This is a planking exercise. If you would like to do this on your forearms instead of on your wrists, you are welcome. You can also do a plank on your knees, skipping the forward and back portion, just holding the plank. If you'd like to do a full plank, your shoulders are over your wrists, stretching out one leg, and then the other. Nice straight line from the shoulders to the heels. Feel like your tailbone reaching towards your feet and your navel pulling in. Going to lift the right leg up very slightly. Forward and back and down. Left leg up, glide forward and back and down. Keep a long line with your neck. So alternate feet. Glide forward and back. Nice straight line. Just one more. Forward and back. And forward and back. And down, bringing the knees down. And stretch out the back. You can roll out the wrists. Whatever it is you'd like to do. So stretch after that exercise. For our sideline series, we are going to do the snake, which is a side plank. It's pretty much going to go the whole length of your mat. So when you prepare for this, your legs are going to be on top of each other, but your feet are not going to be stacked. Both feet are going to stay on the mat. You're going to push out over your stretched out arm, so your shoulder will go over your arm. So you might want to just test a little bit, make sure you have the correct placement of that hand. The other arm is on top of your feet. You can certainly do this on the forearm if you would like, and you can also just only go up to your knees and not up to your feet. If you're going to go with a straight arm and all the way up to the feet, you're going to push up and over, stretching overhead, hiking the hips, reaching underneath, stretching up, and coming down. Once more, stretching over, good side stretch, hiking underneath, up, and coming down. Lying all the way down for our sideline series. You can certainly prop your head up if that's more comfortable, or lie all the way down, whichever works for you. Before we do anything else, that top hip tends to go up towards your shoulder. We want to pull it back so that top hip is directly on top of the bottom hip. So you have a little space underneath your body. You're using your abdominals to keep that side body pulled away. Prop your hand in front. We're going to do, what do we do today? That's my favorite ones. Doing kick, kick forward. So we're going to raise the top leg just to hip height, flexing the foot as it comes forward. Kick, kick, and stretch. Kick, kick, and stretch. My goal here is to make sure those hips are not wobbling. Going to be a little bit of movement because I'm moving my leg, not wobbling. Using the abdominals to control the hip motion. Kick, kick, point back, kick, kick, point back, and one more. Kick, kick, point back. Bring that leg down for our passe. We're going to glide the leg up, float, and flexing the foot, pressing, 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 pressing down. Floating that leg way up, pressing, pressing, pressing down, using those inner thigh muscles. Glide up, press, resist, resist, resist. Now it's the opposite. Resist going up and float, float down. Resist using those outer leg muscles. And float down. And resist pressing up against a heavy weight. And come on down. And for the inner thigh, I'm going to bring the top leg in front, depending on your hips, maybe more or less up. Just going to lift that bottom leg up and down. Using that inner thigh muscle, still having the space, keeping those top hip above the bottom hip, having that side space, lift and lower, lift, and just one more, and lower, bringing the legs back together for a little bit of clamshell, bending the knees, just going to do one little set. So opening and closing the knees. If you'd like to do the whole set with your feet up in the air, you're just going to do one set, that's fine. Here, I want to make sure that the hips still stay stacked. And open and close. We're not going to open this way. Open, just lifting the leg. And down, and down, and down. Now the opposite, keeping the knees together, lifting the foot, separating the feet, using lots of little small muscles in your legs. And up and down, up and down. And then putting it all together, opening up the knees, opening up the feet. We're doing construction outside the front of my building. Hopefully you can still hear me. If you can't, feel free to unmute and tell me. And just one more. Knees together, toes together. Bring it down. Coming up to seated for our mermaid stretch. Your legs stacked, your arms up by your head. Stretching over your legs. And counter stretch. Stretch. And counter stretch. Kick your legs out. We're going to do that same series on the other side, starting with the snake, with our side plank. Remember that your feet, both feet remain on the mat. I'm going to show you some of the variations so you can push up onto your elbow instead of onto your hand, so the full leg. So pushing up onto the elbow, stretching overhead, planking the hips and coming under, stretch, and come on down. And then also show pulling up just to the knees, but with a straight arm. So making sure you have enough room, going up to the knees, stretching overhead, hiking and going under, stretch, and lying all the way down for our sideline series. You can once again prop the head up if you like, lie it down if you like, but bringing that top hip to be aligned with the bottom hip, allowing for a little bit of space. If you're propped up on your head, there's going to be a little bit more space there anyway, so really make sure those hips are nicely aligned. Lifting the top leg just to hip height, flexing the foot as you kick forward, pointing to go back. I'm running into the chair, so I can't go too far back. Kick, kick, and flex, flex, and point. Kick, kick, making sure those hips are very stable, using the abdominals. Keep that motion just in the leg movement, not a wobble of your torso. Kick, kick, down, kick, down, kick, kick, and point. Bring that leg back down for our passe series. So we're going to flex the foot as we resist, lifting it all the way up. And float on down. Resist, lifting up, and float down. Resist, 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 and float on down. I did this the opposite side, but that's okay. And so we're going to float up, resist, pressing down. Float up, resist, resist, resist. Strong leg as you come down. Float up, resist, 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 resist. And for our inner thigh, crossing the front leg in front, lifting the bottom leg up, working the inner thigh of the other leg as you lower and lift, making sure that top hip still stays above that bottom hip as much as you can, keeping that side space. And lift that bottom leg nice and strong. You can flex the foot on that bottom leg. Really engage those leg muscles. Lift, just 2 more. Lift and lower and lift. Bringing the legs together for our clamshell. Bending the knees, keeping those hips open and close. Keeping those hips stacked one on top of each other. To stack this way, also stack this way. Open and close. And close. And close. And close. Bringing that hip wide. The knee wide rather, sorry. And down. And now keeping the knees together. Lifting the leg. Remember, you can do all of this with your feet elevated. It's a little bit more challenging. We'd like to do that. Keeping the knees together. Working lots of little tiny muscles and legs. Putting it together. Opening the knees. And the feet. Knees apart. Toes apart. Toes together. Knees together. Toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, just one more, knees, toes, bring the legs together, coming up seated for our mermaid stretch, arm up by your ear, side stretch over your legs, and the other side, get that side body, give you a nice stretch, this also stretches your hips. Just a nice full body stretch, full upper body stretch. All right, coming around for our teaser section. My mat has gone on a little travel here. So for our teaser, remember that the further away your feet are from where you're sitting, the less challenging this teaser motion will be. So you can make an adjustment to how difficult you want to do it today. That's up to you. Your arms up by your ears. All right, the cat is about to run out here. No, she's well, we might get her. She had been asleep. Well, here she comes. Hi, you coming to visit? All right, cat attack. We'll see what happens. So we're going to start by rolling down, controlled motion. You can use your arms certainly, just like we did for the roll up. Coming all the way down, your arms are going to go fully onto the floor. Inhale. Exhale, keeping your arms forward. You can certainly walk up your hamstrings if you need to. Coming all the way up, seated, lifting the chest. Long, straight back. Then C curve as you go down. All the way down. Inhale. Use that exhale to help you come up in a smooth, momentum-free motion. And lift it at the top. 2 more of these. You can do them with your feet down. You can do them with your feet completely up. Or you can alternate one foot and the other. I'll show you that method. But whatever you're doing, 2 more of these. You want to lift up one leg, keeping the knees at the same height, lifting the leg, and then going all the way down. Articulating the spine all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Definitely more challenging. Yes, cats find it so challenging. Hi, your tail is in the way. And switching legs at the top. And going all the way down. And coming all the way up if you need to walk up the hamstrings. In a little bit of a long session. And you want to come down. Oh, jeez. Sorry, cat guest star. Moving on to the next section of teasers. Your arms are going to stay up in the air. You can keep your knees bent. Or you can straighten your legs. The knees are bent. We're just going to reach the toes towards the mat and up as far as they can go. If the legs are straight, all will hold it. Wherever you are, just 2 more of those. And down, up, and down. We're going to lower the arms, and the arms up. Lower the arms, and the arms up, and put them all together, just 2 of them. And up. You got 1 more in you. 1 more. And up, balance. And bring the feet down. Curve over your legs. Stretch that lower back. Whew. All right. Oh. All right, we're going to move on to our final rolling exercise. We're going to do seal today. So bringing your legs in towards your chest like we did for rolling like a ball. Bringing your hands together, diving them through, and bring them around. So you're holding onto the outside of your ankles. Kitty, this is seal. This is not kitty. All right. So you're going to keep your sides of your feet together. We're not bringing the bottom of the foot, but the sides of the foot. We're going to clap them together. Roll the shoulders. Clap. Roll back. Clap. Roll. Clap. Come up. Clap. Clap. Come up. It's very tempting to tilt your head back on this one because you're looking up at your feet. Stay this way. Keep your neck protected. Clap. Roll. Clap. And up. If you'd like to, you can try 2 claps, or 3, or 4. Give yourself a couple more rolls. Clap, clap, and roll. Clap, and roll. And up. And one more. And up. Bringing your feet down, stretching over. Make your way up to standing for our final exercise, push-ups. So facing the long way of your mat. Your arms up by your ears. Your arms nice, legs nice and straight. And slowly rolling down, just like you did in the roll-up. Articulating the spine, coming all the way down to the mat, coming to your fullest extent. Getting your hands flat in the mat, if that means you need to bend your knees. Walk out to a plank position. You can certainly do these push-ups on your knees, if you like. Otherwise, 5 for your best push-ups. Serratus, military, whatever's going to work for you today. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hiking the hips, stretching back a little, bringing yourself back to your legs. Hang over your legs a little, shake it out. Shake out your arms. If you want to ragdoll a little bit, shake out your hips. Just come this way so you can see me. And then using your core strength, all that abdominal strength you spent the full class on. One by one, stacking the vertebrae, coming up, articulating the spine, core strength. Your head's still down, your shoulders come up, your head comes up, followed by your arms. Let me just show you this. I'll kneel so I can show you how this looks. And then bringing your arms down. Beautiful, wide chest, great posture. And you are set with your great Pilates stance for the day. Thank you for coming today. Sorry a little bit about the construction noise. Make sure I unmute you all. There we go. And if you have any questions or anything you need to ask, otherwise, thanks so much for coming today. It was great to see you all. Some familiar names, some new names. We're here every Friday at 11 and through the summer. That's all I know. Don't really know anything else. But great to see you all today, and hope you have a great day. Thank you, Raphael. Great. On teasers, should the back be C-curve the whole time? I was not good about telling you that. At the beginning of the teasers, your back is straight, then it C-curves as you go back. But at the end of the teaser, your back is nice and straight. I'm showing that well. Lifted chest. I was not good on that one today. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for the guest appearance by the cat. That's just what your cramps do. Oh, thank you, Liz. So great to see everybody. Take care. Have a good day.